today's the day, somewhere between August 12th and August 15th that I give this speech every year. If you guys have been around me for a long time, you've heard this speech before. It goes something like this. Hey, listen, great job on the sprint period. You guys use the next 2 to 3 weeks to rest and recover. App counts are going to be down. The market starts to shift from a sprint period to this little tiny period that we have right now that's like, hey, we need to get the kids back in school. We're focused in on that. We're not trying to buy a new home right now. So historically, there's always a dip in purchase app count right now from now until Labor Day. But here's the deal. This is the first time that I've ever said this at this time. Well, being a coach, it also happened, I don't know if you guys were around, but it happened in 2011, right about this time. But as far as when I've been a coach, it's never happened before, because I am not about to declare an end to the sprint period right now. The level of activity is still at a breathtaking place. The amount of personal best ever months. I was coaching last week. It literally felt like everybody that I was talking to is like, hey, Derek, I'm having the best month I've ever had in my career. I've been doing this for 25 years, and I'm having my best month ever. Literally, it's just jaw-dropping how much it is. And what everybody would say was, what I was listening to is I was like, okay, yeah, but how's September shaping up? How's the activity right now? And everybody was reporting that it's still just really big. So I do not foresee that you guys are going to get a 3-week little break right now. What can you do in an extended sprint period that we're in right now? What are the 3 simple steps that you can do right now to thrive in an extended sprint period? You guys have been around me for a long time, start with mindset. The definition of your mindset is the way that you think and the way that you feel. So take a second right now. I want you guys to reflect and become aware of how you have been thinking and feeling lately. Okay, so take yourself over the last 30 days right now. How have you been thinking and how have you been feeling? Try and get like a general sense. Like, how are you? Here's the deal. Everybody I've ever met has a blind spot around their own mindset, including myself. I've never met anybody that can just say, well, I'm vibing right now at like a number 7 on the ladder. Like, people can't talk like that. But everybody around you can tell in an instant what your mindset is. Okay, so everybody else knows, but we don't know that. So I want to give you a couple things that I see that's starting to creep in to the clients, but also historically over the last probably 20 some years that I've been doing this, that I've seen is one of the biggest mindsets that I see in an extended sprint period is burnout. Okay, so burnout, you guys probably know what that means, but burnout simply means that you are becoming exhausted through overwork. How do you know if you're getting burnt out? A good way to know is if you are praying that the business would, God forbid, just stop right now. There was one time in 2011 in the summer, the market was somewhat similar to this, and I was at our neighborhood pool, and my biggest realtor walked in. And guys, no joke, I literally took my hat and put it over my face. I took a chair and put it between me and her so she couldn't see me. And I literally waited till she got in the pool, and then I like got my stuff together and like ran out because I was like so burnt out that I was like, man, I don't want any more business. So if you're feeling like this, just know that you're normal. Give yourself a break to rest and recharge. Here you go. Think about Labor Day coming up 3 weeks from today. If you don't have anything scheduled for that Friday, make a commitment right now to take that day off. Okay, so that you get a 4-day week. Just by knowing that you have a break coming up, it can alleviate the burnout symptoms. Also, I want you to commit right now to specifically what hours you are working, and then here's the key part: stick to it. Okay, I'm telling you, some of the biggest producers in our industry are only working 32 hours a week, and they're doing huge volume. And the reason why they're only working 32 hours a week is because they're committed to it, okay? When you go out of town and the day before you go out of town, you get an amazing amount done because you had to do it. So when you don't have to just work 32, it can be 40, it can be 45. But when you have a set amount of time that you work and you do not settle for that, you will be shocked at what you get done. Okay. So take a second right now. If you're feeling burnt out, I want you to put up some boundaries and guardrails for yourself. When are you working from here on out? You know what's fascinating is you're actually more productive when you do that. Because when you're just kind of like, it's fine, I'll work on the nights, when I'm watching TV and all weekends right now, you're not productive. Okay, one more thing that I see in people's mindsets is what I call the entitlement and the expectation trap. Okay, this is where we think that the level of activity that we have right now is always going to be here forever, and we convince ourselves, ready for this, that this activity is based solely on us. It kind of shows up like this. Hey, Derek, dude, I just made a ton of money last month because, well, can I be honest with you? It's because I'm awesome. Okay. That's really just it. I'm awesome. And I want you and I want everybody to know right now that I'm awesome. Okay. I've gone through this phase and I see a lot of people go through this phase. It also shows up in people's spending behavior. Guys, I literally had a client once that after an extended period of success, he literally showed up as a different person. He was almost like a gangster rapper. Like he had like a jewelry and was talking all different. I was like, who are you, man? So listen, if you just went and put a down payment on a new boat, you definitely have the entitlement and the expectation trap. Guys, this also shows up where we start to take the people closest to us for granted, okay? Our teams are busting their behinds for us right now. Our processors, our underwriters, and sadly, all of our loved ones too. If you don't know if this is affecting you, honestly, ask whoever you're coaching with, or ask a spouse, ask somebody that you trust. Be open for some honest feedback, because they'll definitely tell you, and they definitely know. If you've fallen into this expectation entitlement trap, and you're a gangster rapper now, this is how you get back to normal. Get super grateful for the business that we currently have, okay? Take a minute right now. I want you guys to take yourself back to the fourth quarter of 2018 and the first quarter of this year, okay? Bring that level of humility to where you are right now and get super grateful for the business you have, even if you're feeling a little burnout. Okay. Let's also get really grateful for all the people in our life that have supported us these last 3 months. Our team, our company, our loved ones. I encourage you to write a message right now, even when we're on this call or right after this call, and say thanks to anybody that's contributing to your success right now. Okay. And then with your success right now, use this time. I cannot overemphasize this enough. This is another thing I'm going to be bringing big time, is I can't overemphasize enough to pay off all your consumer debt and then create 18 months of liquid reserves for yourself, because this is what I want you to hear. In fact, the most important reason that you are having an amazing sprint period right now is a lot of people left the business in the last quarter of 2018 and the first quarter of 2019. We had a big exodus, okay? And you know why they left? You know why they're bank tellers right now? Is because they didn't have the liquid reserves to make it through these little up and downs things. This is what I can tell you for certain. 100% accuracy. We will have another slow time in the future, sometime in the next 3 years, guaranteed. Okay. Save for that now so that you can rejoice when that time comes, because this is what I want all of you guys to get. I want you, when the slowdown comes, I want you to be excited. I don't want you to be stressed. I don't want you to be fearful. I don't want you to be in scarcity around how I'm going to pay my bills. I want you to be like this. Woohoo! I've got enough reserves for this to last a long time. The longer this lasts, the more my competition's going away and the bigger amount my business is going to grow. So there's some mindset stuff. The next thing that I want you guys to be aware of is in these sprint times, when we go through these refi booms, the realtors, we're starting to coach some realtors right now. So I'm talking to a lot more realtors, and they're all saying the same thing, guys. They're like, man, I'm not feeling the love from my lenders at all. Okay. So 2 things. Thank them for their business. Be grateful, even though you might want to do what I did and hide behind a chair and leave when you see them when you're really busy. resist that urge and go up and say thanks to them. The second thing to do, this is the best time to get new realtor relationships. Okay. So when you're you're listing agents or anything organically, even when you're busy, this is the time. Know this, lenders are not reaching out to them right now. Okay. This is what every lender in America does. Right now they get busy, they do refis, and they do not reach out to the realtors. When the refis go away, you will see this insane, every question I'll get will be, Derek, how do I get more realtors to send me business? Okay. And I'm going to go like this. Well, in a sprint period, what you want to do is cultivate those relationships then. The third thing that I want you guys to think about right now is still let the refis fly. There was a period in my life where I thought refis were below me and that purchases were the only thing, and refis are like, I was too good, or like that's a lower kind of business. Guys, that is a really, really poor mindset to have. Let me make a very serious point to you. Refis are not a refinance, okay? Refinances are a person. They are a person that is struggling to pay their bills. They are a person that is trying to save for college. They're a person that is trying to one step closer to their financial freedom. These people out too. I believe it is our moral duty to make sure that every person that's in our network is always in the best mortgage for their needs. So help them out too. From a tactical perspective, this is what you can do. Okay. When you go, dude, man, I have no help and I'm closing 15 loans in August. Okay. I get that. Lock your refinances for 60 days. Okay. Be tactical around that. Don't put any kind of time pressure around a refi for yourself if you're really busy right now. Okay. Lock it for 60 days. If the rate's a little bit higher, or I'm not sure how pricing goes anymore, but if there's a big hit around 60 days, eat it. It's worth it. Okay. Purchases do always take priority because there's a defined time limit. The mistake that we make with refis is that we create these defined time limits with our lock periods in these busy times. And then we've got all this stress around a refi. Guys, give yourself a break on this. It is super exciting to be in this business right now. I'm so excited for you. I don't know if you guys remember, like right around sometime in the fall last year, I came on a Motivation Monday and said, hey, listen, this is the time I'd get into the business because the time to enter the business is when everybody's leaving, right? You always want to be doing what the masses aren't doing. Okay, that's how you make money in the stock market. That's how you make money in business, always. Okay, so whatever the conventional wisdom is, whatever you hear on the street, always, if you can catch yourself and not get into a reactive mode and go, hey, you know what? If everybody's doing it, that's a good indication that I should not be doing that. Okay, so last year at that time, I said, hey, listen, this is the best time ever when the rates were really high, and get in, you build a database right then, and then you get this kind of payoff right now. That's why, like when you hear like these people that are 25-year vets, they're having these insane months because they've been in for a long time. They have a database of people already, and it's the easiest thing in the world to say, hey, listen, I think it's time to save $250 a month. Okay, that is an easiest thing in the world for them to do. But you can't do that in these times. So right now, everybody's going to go, oh, the mortgage business, it's safe to come in. So you're going to see this influx of bank tellers and again in right now. Then it's going to switch and it'll be out. Guys, I am so excited for you because you are the professionals. You are the ones that are here for the long term. You're the ones that are investing in yourself to get awesome coaching, to build a business, to build a life, to build a practice, to build something that someday you can create a residual stream of income for. I promise it's possible. Know that what we're in right now is just a season, okay? So stay super humble and super grateful. Give the love to everyone right now. Give the love to your realtors, give the love to your team, and then help somebody get one step closer to financial freedom right now because there's an unlimited amount of business right now. You guys have an amazing day. Reach out if you need anything, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.